combine, to the pro day, and then you go to, mini camp, and so it's kind of a nonstop thing. Your rookie year is long, but it was great, man. It's what you dream about as a kid, is playing ball in the NFL. So, looking back, obviously didn't end the way we wanted to, but had a lot of fun playing with a lot of really good players, playing against a lot of really good players, being able to watch, other rookie running backs have a bunch of success. So it was a great year, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, like you said, so pretty much we had a lot of fun out there, and definitely a long year. To piggyback off him, we've been playing ball since nonstop. I played in the Senior Bowl and Combine, did a bunch of those things, and I definitely enjoyed it. Always dreamed about this moment of playing in the NFL, and you got to just go out there and make the most of it.
Christian, what's it like transitioning into the NFL?
It's great. And I think, it gets a lot of hype because, everyone's like, oh, you're playing against all these great players. But it's cool because you have a bunch of great players on your team as well. So it kind of forces you to elevate your game a little bit. And it's definitely I say the biggest transition is just the age difference. And, you got guys on your team with families. And I'm 21 years old, and I was 5 when Julius Peppers got drafted. And I'm in the same locker room as him now, So it's different for sure, but it's it's a lot of fun. You playing with guys you idolize. You're playing against guys that you had posters of as a kid. So that's probably the biggest difference. But at the end of the day, it's football. It's 11 on 11, and you do what you do best.
Speaking of that, for the both of you, is there a veteran that you guys look up to in the NFL, or that's kind of like taking you under their wing, or someone that maybe you just learn from?
Well, we had a guy named C.J. Spiller. He's been around a long time, and he actually had a kind of a weird ride with us. For the Chiefs, he was there all through camp and got cut. He brought him back for like some games, and came back for the playoff game because we had a couple injuries at running back, and he's just been real good to me. Just taking me under his wing. I'm sure this is 9th year, and that's definitely long for a running back. Our year spans aren't long.
Yeah, I think I got lucky. I came into a great group. I got like Jonathan Stewart, who this was his 10th year. Fozzie Whitaker, who's going on 7. Cam Artis-Payne. And these guys were great. They couldn't have treated me better. We go to dinner every single week and hang out and just enjoy each other's company. So I think that was the biggest thing, is they taught me how to treat people in the league, and we had a great group. Coach Skip was our running back coach, and he was awesome. So I had a lot of fun with those guys.
Cool. Now, Kareem, you had some shocking news this week. What's it like being part of a successful team and then kind of getting your world upended by management?
It's definitely a business, and football is kind of real crazy because, one day you can be there and the next day, you can be packing your bags, getting ready to go find another job. And Alex, he was definitely a great quarterback for us for a long time, and he knew that offense upside down and just always was putting us in the right position to have a chance to win. So, we got a young quarterback who's going to step in. Patrick Mahomes is, a very exciting player and definitely got a strong arm, and I feel like he'll be all right.
In the last session that we had, I spoke to Vernon Davis, and I asked him this question, but he kind of said it with a wink. Does rookie hazing happen? And he was like, no, it doesn't happen. And I'm like, so does that happen? Have you guys experienced any of that?
No, it's not nearly as bad as it was,
Okay.
back in the day. We're not getting taped to the flagpole and thrown in the ice tubs or anything. I think the biggest thing is, like I would get lunch I came in with a fullback, and so he was in the room too, and we would switch off each week. We would have to get them lunches on Thursdays, and occasionally we'd have to pay for their dinner, and there's a big rookie dinner that you pay for. But there's nothing extremely hazing-wise, just all rookie stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, same thing. Like every Friday, I would have to bring in donuts, food, and breakfast and all that stuff. And I was the only rookie in there, so they made me do everything. I'd have to go in there and buy us dinner, take us to a steakhouse, and CJ was there. Good thing he split one meal with me because they was buying everything.
So guys, this is the part where we want to hear from you. So does anybody have any questions for both of them on stage? And if you do, just raise your hand and we'll get a microphone over to you. You, sir, Green Bay fan, stand up for us. The mic will get over there, but if not, just shout out your question and I'll repeat it. So the question is, what is it like to play for Cam Newton?
Playing with Cam Newton is great. No, he's awesome, man. I know, you know, he has a lot of different people who view him differently off the field, people that don't know him, but that's a guy, man, that I'll fight for because he risks his body all the time. He's always constantly putting himself in a position of distress, and he's a high energy player, a high effort player, and that's who he is. Who you guys see on the field is who he is off the field too. You can joke around with him. He's not. He's not a bad person at all. He's a good dude who is a good locker room guy, good friend on and off the field. So I really enjoy it.
All right. Do you have let's go to you, ma'am. Stand up. It's okay. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl? Let's start with you.
I'm leaning towards New England, And that's only because, 12.
I hope they both lose. I don't want to cancel the game. I don't care. No, I don't know, man. I mean, I played against both teams this year, and I think it'll be an unbelievable matchup. They match up well against each other. It's hard to bet against Bill Belichick, Tom Brady in a situation like this, but, I mean, if anybody's going to do it, the Eagles got a lot of firepower, so, I don't know. We'll see.
We got any Eagles fans in the house? You, sir, in the back.
First, can you hear me? Okay. First, thank you so much for doing this for us. This is amazing. My question is, you both have had such a profound impact on your guys' offenses.
I knew I was going to have to become a big part of the offense, and Coach Reed had a lot of faith in me. So, leading up to the Patriots game, I definitely, felt like I had to make an impact.
For me, I came in and we had Stewie, who's, he's been with the Panthers for 10 years, a franchise leading rusher, been a Pro Bowler multiple times. So, I didn't know what to expect really as far as my role was going to go, kind of like him. I know they had drafted me high, but I still felt like I had to earn everything, and really earn a spot. And so you just kind of take it day by day and worry about, what you can control. And, that's giving it all on every single play, every single down, doing what you can in practice to, try to be great. And, eventually I kind of, towards the end of camp, figured that I was going to be a high role in the offense. And so that's kind of, I think, towards the end of camp when they, honestly, it's when they started resting me in preseason. I kind of knew that they cared about me. They weren't playing me a whole lot, so it was exciting.
I know you guys have some military history in your family. How did that shape you into the NFL players you guys are today?
My granddad, he definitely served, and he's just a great person. He always talked about that, and he did combat engineering, and he was 3 years, and he had a honorable disability. So honestly, he real life just talked about all that stuff with me, and he means a lot. He played football growing up, and it just shows how much he cares and how much he does for me and everybody else.
Yeah, I come from a military background, a lot of people in my family, and I've had a lot of good mentors who I have a great friend of mine who's a mentor named Spencer Milo, who he's a Purple Heart winner, and I've known him for a little bit now. And so, I have the utmost respect for anybody who has served. I think, I don't get enough credit at all. And, I think I kind of realized it when I was talking with him, and, he's a guy nobody really knows. And I think that's such a sin that nobody knows who a guy like that is, because, he should be the one who hundreds of thousands of people are cheering on. And, So I just I have a huge heart for anybody who's served in the military in general, and have the utmost respect.
Well said. I think we have time for 3 more questions. You, sir.
I got a question for Kareem. You didn't fumble throughout your entire career in college, and then first NFL game, you fumble on the first snap. So how did you bounce back and have that really good game where you kind of killed my Patriots?
Well, honestly, I feel like at the beginning of the game, I was a little too pumped up. I was, ready to go, and I kind of just made it bigger than what it really was. And when I fumbled, I just had to go to the sideline and just think about everything, because I didn't know. I'm like, are they going to sit me now? Or am I going to come back and play? Is my career over already? I was just thinking all the bad. So, when I got back out there, I was just like, I gotta take over. I gotta, it's time to go. I gotta grow up now. My first NFL carry, I fumbled. I had to get over that. And that's something I'll never forget. I'll tell my kids all that stuff, when they grow up. I won't forget that win either.
What was your favorite team growing up?
What was that? What was your favorite team growing up?
A lot of people don't know this, but I'm a Browns fan. I'm a diehard Browns fan. And y'all laughing now, but we gonna be Super Bowl champs one day.
I was a default Bronco fan. My dad had he played 13 years, and he ended 9 years with the Broncos and won 2 Super Bowls. So I had grown up in the Bronco locker room. I remember playing Power Rangers with Shannon Sharp in the locker room and all that stuff. So I mean, I was born and raised in Denver, so I was a Bronco fan until draft day.
Christian, is your family like super competitive? I mean, your mom is an athlete as well. I mean, growing up in that household, run me by that. I mean, that seemed, right? Your dad played, your mom.
Yeah, so I have 3 brothers, and very competitive household. But it was a lot of fun, man. I love them, more than they know. And those are the guys that, I grew up with. We were all pretty much 2 years apart, so we'd always look after each other. And it's kind of funny how the cycle went. My older brother would pick on me, and then I'd pick on my little brother, and then he'd pick on my little brother, and then we'd catch my littlest brother picking on the dog. And it was a kind of a funny chain of events that happened. But I love them. It was definitely a hectic household. My mom's a trooper. 4 boys, it wasn't easy, but it was a lot of fun growing up.
Cool. We have one more question. Wait there in the back.
Yep. We all hear about the injury report and whatnot. We know it's a long season. What was the pain management like versus college versus the pros getting through the year?
I think it's actually, I found the NFL, it's your job to take care of your body. You don't have school, you don't have, section and classes and studying. You're studying football, and your job is to take care of your body. So, you get paid to practice, really. Playing the games is fun. So, once you learn, kind of get in a routine, and you have the masseuses and the chiropractors and everybody take care of your body, you start eating right. You can kind of afford some of that stuff that you couldn't in college. So that makes it a lot easier for sure to stay up on it. But there's definitely some injuries here and there that you got to keep up with, but I thought overall it was easier.
Well, thank you guys for coming out to the USAA Salute to Service Lounge. Let's hear it for Christian McCaffery, Kareem Hunt. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming out. They're going to be right out there signing autographs, so you want to make sure to jump in line. I don't think they have time for pictures, not because they don't want to, but it just makes the line go a lot faster. So get those.